Hello there, my couture crafters. What's up? So today we're going to talk about another tag. So in theory, I'm trying to do 12 tags of Christmas the way Tim Holtz used to. However, we're just going to see how many tags I come up with because I don't know if we're going to make it to 10. We're going to try, but I don't know. I'm to 12. Look at me already. I've got some ideas for some tags, but I don't know. This one here was fun to do. I played with Tim Holtz Presents dies down here. I busted out my Cricut Joy. I almost could have done this entire project on the Joy, and if I had known that, I would have done this entire project on the Joy. I had to cut out, I didn't have to. I cut out the template for the actual tag piece with the Cricut, with the big Cricut. But if I had sized this down just like a hair, I would have been able to cut it out completely with the Joy. And it's so cute and so convenient because you guys know this is my craft space. Like what you see is pretty much all of it. So I'm limited on space. So being able to just bust that Joy out real quick, loved it. And I busted out the Easy Press Mini. It failed. No, I failed it. It didn't fail me. I totally did not do it right. I'm a little out of practice with the heat transfer vinyl, and I did it so wrong, and you'll see me doing it wrong, I think, in the video. I think you'll see me frying the heck out of just everything, just wrong. And then I read the directions, and it went perfect. So, all that to say, go onto the Cricut site and read the instructions for their vinyl because I was using the smart iron on. When I tell you I fried it, I kept up in the temperature. I started at 400, I think, or whatever. It was ridiculous. That was on me. So this here is done with the heat transfer vinyl, this present up here, and then the two in the front on the back. This is actually paper, but no, this isn't heat transfer. I just went ahead and used the regular, like a sticker. And then if you want to put your names on here, just use a white gel pen. And it came out cute. I used felt, which I do not often use. So much fun. It was just quick and cute and fun. And I did it the same way that I did my postcard. So the edges are finished with my sewing machine. It was just fun. I wanted to incorporate fabric and quilting into a Christmas tag, and that is this guy right here, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, on to the video. Okay guys, let's get into this tag. So I'm using the Tim Holtz, I think it's Gifts, I think it's called, what is this thing called? I missed it. It's the presents. It's got 3 or 4 presents on here, and I decided I wanted to play with felt for this. So I went to Michael's and grabbed a couple of sheets of felt, and I don't know what I was thinking when I bought these colors, but that's all right because it turned out to be a very traditional colored tag. Fine, no big deal. I'm stacking up a couple of different pieces of felt in one swipe. So you see I did the dark green and the light green, and then I'm just picking out the pieces. I'm using my Spellbinders Platinum die machine, which is different for me because usually I use that Gemini Junior, but I needed to be able to do a very large die, so that's why I use that machine. Now I am picking out colors. This did not work out. The colors that I chose were a hot mess. It was too much going on. It was too much going on in the background, and the background is a background for a reason, and it was competing with the presents. So I'm going to show you the process, but you'll see that I switched out my charm pack for reds. This is called a charm pack, 5-inch squares. And look at me. I am laying them on top of each other, and I'm trying to get I think I decided to do 2 inches or 2.5-inch squares. I am just getting rid of those pinked edges. Pinking means that they are that kind of scalloped looking side, and I don't like it, but it helps fabric from fraying, so that's why people do that, but I don't like it, so I'm trying to get rid of it. And now I'm grabbing one of my Creative Grid small rulers, and I went ahead and grabbed the baby one. look at this. I've never even opened it before. I wonder how long I've had it. But that is a 2.5-inch square right there. And so I'm going to put that down, and I'm checking to see if I want to do 2 inches. And I think I decided to do 2 inches as opposed to like 1.5. And yep, I decided to do 1.5. No, I don't think I did 1.5. That seems too small. Did I do 1.5? We'll find out together. Nope. Decided to do 2. So I do 2-inch squares here. And I could have done this differently so that I saved my fabric, but I don't care. I'm not going to use this fabric again. I'm just going to toss the excess. So then I do the same thing with the rest of the squares. I think I picked out like maybe 6 designs, maybe 5, I don't know. But again, it didn't work out. They were just all competing with each other. It just was a hot mess. But as you can see, I'm trimming off the excess and doing a couple of squares. And I think I did, well, I guess we'll find out what I did in a minute. I did 3 down and maybe 6 across. See, I'm just playing with the squares. I'm trying to figure out the best layout. And I chose 15 squares apparently. And then you just sew them together. Right sides together. Right sides would be the fabric that you want to see. That's the good side. On the back, you see how it's all white? That's grody. That's the back side of the fabric. So you take the right sides of the fabric and then you just sew them together. So after doing that, if you look to the left, I have 15 and I just trimmed it down to be, I just trimmed it so that it was trimmed up. Now I'm cut out all of the vinyl on my Cricut, on the little Cricut Joy, which you just saw a second ago. And now I'm heating up this little bitty Easy Press Mini. And I figured out to flip the thing upside down and it fits there. I had this way too hot and it did not stick. It did not stick at all. I had to walk away from it. So I grabbed the bigger one, read the instructions. Instructions say, hey, press the fabric for 5 seconds, then put it down on a low setting. I want to say 315. Hold it on there for 30 seconds. Then flip it over and do it for another 15 seconds. And imagine that it peeled off like, and do a cool peel. And it peeled off like a freaking dream. I'm telling you guys, I burned the crap out of it and then got upset and called Cricut's vinyl bad. That's why people don't like Cricut vinyl. No, it was me. Cricut vinyl worked out just fine. So I'm waiting for it to get cool and I can't wait. So look at me, I keep touching it. Just wait for it to cool off. Also, I took those presents that I cut earlier and just did some decorative stitches around them and with some red thread. And that's how I got the presents on there. I just put them on the fabric and just arrange them. There's one little piece that I didn't quite get, so I'm just taking the corner of this Easy Press. And this is the little one, that's the 8x8 press. And then I have the mini, and then I have the old, I think it's 12x12 or whatever the old one is. I'd like to get the largest one in the red, which means that it goes up to the highest temperature. The blue ones don't go all the way up, so you can't do the ink transfer with the blue Cricut Easy Presses, but the red ones you can. So if you're going to buy a Cricut Easy Press, make sure you're buying the one with the red handle. Do not go buy an older one because you'll want to be able to do the things that are coming out now, and you won't be able to do everything with it. So if you're getting a Cricut, make sure an Easy Press, make sure it's got the red inside right there. And so with the glitter, you have to leave it on just a little bit longer. But it all worked out like a dream. It was an easy weed. I didn't have difficulty weeding these. It just was me. And these are kind of sticky. Now, because that red bow is kind of blending in with that red background, I'm having to hold it up and look at it, but that's just me. There's nothing wrong with it. And in person, you can really see that glitter, that big glitter present. And I love that it says, all I want for Christmas is you. I got that right out of the Cricut, what's that called? Design Space, the access, the access that you have, Design Access, I think it's called. And that's where I got that. It's one that comes with that service. And so I'm just pressing the front and pressing the back, just following the directions. For the glitter, you have to up it just a little bit to 330. not 315, and it peeled again like a dream. And felt you can pull it and push it, and so I'm just adjusting it so that it lays flat. Now I'm taking paper that I cut out on the Cricut in the shape of a tag. It's like 7 3/4 by like 4.5. And that tag is just one that was already in Cricut. And I'm marking a circle on the front, and then I'm going to cut it out because I know that I want to use grommets for the hole for the tag so that it's finished, so that it looks nice and pretty. So I'm just snipping this out. My grommet kit did not come with a hole punch, so I was like, whatever. I'll just cut it with my scissors. So that right there is Pelton. Pelton, it's fusible on both sides, and it is it Pelton or Peltex? I think it's Peltex. I'm thinking Pelton is the bike. This is what happens when you're trying to shoot or do a voiceover on a video super late at night. I don't know what is going on with my rotary cutters. I just cannot cut fabric down here. It just doesn't work. So I'm cutting the fabric around the paper, and I just ended up doing it with a different rotary cutter. So now I'm getting ready to stitch around the edges. I use a zigzag stitch, and I shorten the stitch length. So basically I'm just doing a satin stitch all the way around it, and it really gives it a super nice finished edge. Now, something that happened that didn't happen before on my postcards, check out my postcard video, is that they left the white. I can see the white from the paper. So I went ahead and took this Copic marker, and I just colored around the edges with green, and it blended right in. So look at the top. You see that white? The green just takes it right away. You don't even see it. I cut these out of just the regular permanent vinyl, which is basically making these a sticker. And I'm transferring it to the back. And it's just that simple. And now we have to and from. So if somebody wants to address it, they just need to use a white gel pen. Now I'm going to take that grommet, and I'm going to change the color of it with some alcohol ink. And I'm using the color Mojito. So you just take the felt, put it on the back side of this dauber tool by Ranger, and just pounce it. And so you push the grommet through, figure out which side you want to be the back, which side you want to be the front. And then you are going to, I'd like this side better finished. It just looks more finished to me. It actually said to do it the other direction, but hey, you do what you think looks best. And then you just hit it with the hammer. And that's what I did. There's a little tool that you use to hit it with the hammer. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next tag. Bye-bye.